Hello everyone and welcome to the Adventures in Rokugan, Legends of the Five Rings, 5th edition. Now we're going to be starting episode 10 and doing a bit of recap. After these samurais, the Korshos, led by Kurunai, Anjin, Hitsumi, and on Togashi Asho, the moment they actually cross the lands that leads towards the middle grounds between the Dragon Clan and the Phoenix Clan, they come across warriors that needed their help. Horns was blown. The moment they noticed that samurais wearing armor, green and orange, was fighting goblins across the river. Of course, the heroes was able to conquer the battle with their prowess and skills. But even then, the battle did not end. They rushed in to help a young samurai by the name of Toyotori Agasha, which of course he calls himself Agasha. But those that actually failed the history check at that time didn't know more about the story of the Agashas. But as Toyotori was about to lead his men after that long, hard battle across that bridge, Asho Togashi quickly speed down south towards the goblin village to see if he could do anything to scout ahead, if there was anything that he could do to bring in information to Toyotori and Kurunai and the others. But it was here also that Hitsumi followed Togashi Asho towards the goblin village, but it was already too late. Asho Togashi slipped his footing on one of the floors itself, making a loud noise that he was immediately noticed by the goblins. There was a short battle, and Togashi Asho fell face first on the muddy floor of the village. And Hitsumi, seeing that there was nothing else that she could do for her fallen friend, was about to fight valiantly against the incoming goblin. So it was here that a voice was heard, screaming out to the goblins in his own dark way names. And then the goblins then stopped, staring at this figure that towers over them. Another goblin, but not just a goblin, but a hobgoblin. A more evolved version of the goblins, raised perhaps by years of training and by magic. But upon being captured, Anjin in the distance felt as if that something was wrong, that the wind was calling him. Blowing through the breeze on his face, he quickly stood up and told Toyotori to rush down to see what happened. And it was then too that Kurunai, that saw everything top of the roof, saw Asho being captured together with Hitsumi, stood her ground and just stayed hidden until Anjin, Toyotori, and the others could actually arrive. But as they approached the village, Kurunai actually stopped them and told them what happened. And then Anjin persuaded Toyotori and Kurunai to seek out the leader of these goblins instead of attacking them directly, but to speak to them peacefully. And it was here that they actually met the two hobgoblins. One apparently trained by Yogo Yoshimitsu, and another apparently no one knew at this very moment. But meanwhile, elsewhere within the ruins itself, Doji Kabuki. It has been a short few hours, of course, after they left. It has been a good night's rest. Yourself, together with Takahara Mamoru and Akoshi Dai, waited and waited. There was nothing else here that greeted you other than the sound of the wind, the sounds of the creatures that crossed the forest itself, Doji Kabuki. Takahara Mamoru, putting more firewood to the fire itself, was looking into the dark skies and then looked at you, Doji Kabuki, and said, Kabuki-sama, do you believe or do you think that they are okay? It has been very quiet and it's been quite some time until they have returned. Do you think that we should follow? Or should we stay?
It has been rather quiet, but my assumption is that whatever they're getting themselves into, they are more than capable of handling this. I do think, though, that I should go and see just how they're doing at the moment. After all, it's getting late, and I worry that they might not be back soon.
Akao Shidai looks at you, Kabuki, and he said, "But Kabuki-sama, going alone? We should follow you."
If you want to, I can't stop you, but just make sure you remain safe. The last thing I want is for us to run into a den of goblins and have you dying on me. You may follow, but be very careful. We shall go together.
Right. Then we shall. Then they got up. Then you quickly head towards the east, like looking for them. But Doji, roll for survival.
Rolling survival, okay.
Oh yeah, along the way, because you'll see all the dead corpses.
No, that's a 7.
You followed the path. You followed the path towards the river, only to see chaos instead. Goblins everywhere, you told yourself. Goblins within the river, but you don't see any of your dead comrades when you arrive. Apparently, they were already gone. Your 2 followers start kneeling on the floor itself to see what's happening. They must have crossed the river, they told you. And then, when you look around to look for anyone that you recognize, but there are none on the floor itself. Nobody, except for the remains of dead goblins. Takahara Mamoru moved further forward. Then he kneels on the floor, looking at the dirt. Footprints made by Kurunai and the others, heading further towards the east. We shall follow Kabuki Doji.
Very well then. Further east. If they really have come this way and carved so much goblin death, we should be able to track them by the sheer amount of corpses.
Where she die and move forward. I shall look ahead, Kabuki Doji. You stay behind us.
Okay. I'll stay
And you cross the
behind.
stream, passing number of dead goblins on the way. You did not stop to actually look at the remains or look at their belongings, but you head further east again to follow. Roll for survival again.
Rolling survival again. Nope.
Right. You
Like,
look.
why?
Your skills are not as good as, of course, your 2 followers. When you arrived at the cliff mountainside itself, beyond this bridge, you're crossing over to the lands of the Phoenix. You think to yourself, but then Akaoshi died and said, "Dead goblins everywhere, Doji Kabuki-sama, and not a single trace of our friends. We should cross the bridge, but the moment we cross this bridge, we are heading straight to the lands of Phoenix. But I don't see any dead clans, Phoenix clans around. But we better be careful." They cross the bridge, of course, to the other side. You see dead horses on the floor. Then as they arrive at one section to Cliff Mountains itself, Akoshi Dai and Mamoru kneeled over to look at the tracks. Tracks heavy, Mamoru said. Running. Down south, he points. There. He points at one section in the distance. Roll for perception, Doji Kabuki.
Rolling perception. How am I rolling so low today?
I'm looking at your D20 rolling on my screen. I'm looking at all the numbers that appear for that. Shoot. We should email like Roll20 and say, what is my dice rolling so low? Can you give me another new set of dice? But, okay. Mamori pointed down south. Over there, Kabuki. But we should be careful.
It's
Tread
okay.
lightly.
The reason he's rolling such a low number is due to the stench of death and rotting corpses.
Yeah, something like that.
Mamori and I
I'm
told
going
you,
to,
Kabuki,
even
we
though I
must tread
can't
lightly.
necessarily, so I can't see what Dai-san is pointing at, but I'll take his word for it. He knows more about this sort of thing than I do.
Okay. Alright, roll for stealth. He's asking you to tread lightly. Roll for
Okay.
stealth with advantage.
Okay, with advantage. See, that's more like it.
Right. Yeah, I can see the 15 and 9 on my screen. Yeah. I like the dice color. Though I can't change the dice color. Then you sneak down south towards the village itself, taking your time and moving slowly to avoid any detection. But meanwhile, inside the goblin village, Anjin, Kurunai, and even the young Toyotori were sitting down in this old, damaged wooden shack with dirty pillows at the sides itself. Yokoichi Akeno, the hobgoblin, looking at then Kurunai, Toyotori, and an Anjin. He was not sitting in the proper Krokodoni sitting position with one leg up where he can rest his left hand on his kneecaps. His katana by his side next to his right hand, ever holding it. You don't have to roll for insight that he's actually ready for anything if you were to betray him on the spot. But Bakeno, the other red skin hobgoblin, his eyes was closed, as if meditating, and taking a deep breath and looking at the three of you. But Anjin and Kurunai, you know that there are a number of goblins just behind this hut, waiting for anything if you were to actually betray their leader. But as you sat there, though, you can feel the intensity coming from this very room. But before you could even start this conversation, in another room, Kitsumi, you saw these two old people dragging Asho Togashi to the bed, and this old man kneeling next to Togashi and taking what seems to be cloth. And then he points at this other man and said, "You, get the water from the sake." They quickly walks over and brings a cup and handed it to the old man. And the old man then put it on Togashi. But then Togashi, as you were unconscious, you lost sight of your spell and you turned back into your Naga form. And this actually shocked the two farmers, of course, as they looked back and said, Naga! The old man then speaks out. But this did not surprise you, Hitsumi, that Asho Togashi turned into a Naga. As you see, these two old people were surprised to see the Naga before them. This person walks over and told you, "This young man is a Naga." He's Hitsumi. Do you know of this?
Yes, I know. I have known that he was one. Yes.
What should we do, Hitsumi?
Just be. Just. Yeah, we should just leave him alone and just make sure that he's well taken care of and he won't bother you.
We need to treat his wounds.
Yes.
This man then walks over, pokes at the tail of Asho Togashi. But Asho Togashi didn't move, of course.
Apparently he did, just disappeared.
But Asho, he was still unconscious, of course. As your Naga form actually shows itself to the others. Slightly dark green skin, lighter tone beneath. And then this man then said, Naga or not, we must tend to his wounds. Then the man did. Then they moved to you, Hitsumi. Hitsumi, as you day. The door is locked, of course, just like behind you. This is a simple meat cell, just for you and for the others. You could hear the sounds of the goblins speaking outside the hut, but you couldn't make what they're trying to say. But Hitsumi, as you were here, after they were done with Asho, they attended to you, but they look at you up and down. Yeah, your injuries are not so grave, but you should rest, Hitsumi-san.
Okay.
While you see Asho Togashi being tended, you stare and look at everyone. What do you want to do, Hitsumi?
Oh, and I'll take his advice just to lie down and relax a bit to make sure I'm all prepared for the upcoming duel.
You're getting ready for the upcoming duel. The old man then said and looks at you. You have a weapon on you, and yet you do not use your weapon to attack the goblins outside the hut. You should do so, Hitsumi-no. Hitsumi-san. What you will do, Hitsumi?
And
You have your katanas, you have your naginata, but the old man is saying that you have your weapons with you. They didn't take your weapons away. You should attack.
I'm not going to go back on this duel. They left me all weapons to make sure that I would be prepared for this duel, and yes, I probably should attack them, but I don't want to go against the rules of this duel.
This panda walks over, surprised after you said that. You accept a duel? On who?
Yes.
Who challenged you? Was it Bakeno or his older brother, Akeno?
The older brother.
Akeno, you should have refused, Hitsumi-san. And he slowly walks away after he said that. You're not too sure why he said that. Roll for insight, Hitsumi. The man, after he turns, he told you immediately. After you told him it was Akeno, he told you straight you should have refused, Hitsumi-san. You look at his face was sad. His face was just, it shows the expression of regret and even disappointment. You're not too sure what he meant by that, but then you sense that Akeno is a warrior that is different than those that you have faced all this time, Hitsumi. What do you want to do? Last action.
Yeah, I'll be there to try to make sure everything's make sure the blade is still in good, sharp, so it'd be all prepared for our coming duel. So I'm pretty much just making sure all my katana that he gave me is still is sharp and all well taken care of and polished, cleaned,
Right. Do
and
you have the tool? Do you have the tool proficiency for it? For this? For your character?
I have sword maintenance. Yeah,
Alright, then roll for it.
and it's asking me for an input value.
Query: is it like dexterity, intelligent, or whatnot?
This should be under your. This
DM's
should be
choice.
under your. This should be under your wisdom.
And change it to wit because it was strength, but I just changed it to wisdom. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see. 17.
Nice.
22.
Okay. This was the blade given to you by Bakeno, because Bakeno told his older brother it is unfair. Previously, before, it was unfair for his older brother to challenge you without a blade, so he gave you his blade. You make sure you spend that few hours, though, that short 4 hours, to make sure that it's sharpened, it's well maintained. You retied the strings on its hilt. It was not firmly gripped. It was not firmly tightened. The moment you did that, you spend your time. So now, I give you a +1 bonus. +1 bonus to attack roll or +1 bonus to damage roll. You have to put this down temporarily for that 8 hours.
Mhm.
Which one will you choose? To hit or damage?
To hit.
Alright. This is a temporary bonus, of course, but you spend your time doing that. While you were being washed by the old man, tending to Ashotogashi's wounds, and this man over here, looking at you, making sure that the blade is nicely maintained. Then he told you, it is useless, Izumi-chan. If you are not prepared against Akeno's attack, you will be swiftly cut down by him if he sees an opportunity. I have seen him fought samurais before. When we were here, one came to challenge him. It was short. His body is still buried within the farmlands, somewhere here. Me and him, we buried him somewhere outside, which is here. His blade and armor, there, as a remembrance by Akeno. But meanwhile, within the room, the tension was intense. You could feel that even though Akeno was not there, like looking at you, even like nicely, his leg was up. Then one goblin walks in and gave everybody like simple sake again. Then he drank it up, one gulp, and you all did. The same. It's the same sake, but this was the second one that he gave. Then Akeno then set out and speak. So, the terms and conditions, Toyotori-sama. So you're here with your men. You did not attack. I respect that. I respect your actions, Toyotori. But you, woman, he points to you, Kuronai. Are you Toyotori's concubine, or are you a wife? And that man over there, he must be your bodyguard then, Toyotori. And now, going back to you again, Kuronai. 2 actions. What do you do?
She simply gets a bit annoyed when she hears the word concubine, and she simply tells him, "I'm Lady Uesugi, the current head of the Komori clan. So if you want to address me, you would do so with respect, goblin."
Ooh. Roll for intimidation.
Okay. Breathe in.
If you fail,
Huh?
making persuasion later for you will be even harder.
Yeah. Persuasion will be like a bit harder. But she's making a valid point because he's technically insulting everybody, including his brother. Oh man. Wait.
failed.
Wait. I'll use I'll use a hero point just so I can increase the number. I know it's still gonna be fail, but at least it's not gonna be that much of a fail. Oh, okay, not bad. It's not much of a big of a fail, but still, nevertheless, a fail. At least in my opinion.
Intimidate the hobgoblin. The hobgoblin then looks at you and then he got up slightly. He lifts up his blade, put it on a standing position. Mind your words, whoever you are, lady. If you are not a concubine or you're not a plaything of the other samurais, then I suggest that you stay quiet and listen. Toyotori then slowly turns to you,
Yeah.
Kurunai, and then he put up his hand and said, "Mind your words, Kurunai. We are guests here."
I just simply look at him, give him the look that simply says, "And you wanted to negotiate with them." That type of a look. That's what I basically give him. And I just simply stay quiet and, yeah, I'll just stay quiet. But I do give Toyotori the look that says, "And you wanted to negotiate with them?" This is what you're getting at.
Yeah. Toyotori felt his insight, so you don't get it. But Toyotori then looked to the two hobgoblins. Then he continued, "I do apologize for Kurunai for acting in such behavior. But we are here to actually discuss on the matters of the hostages and the matters that you want to address to us. And I would like to ask again, Akeno, what do you request?" And Akeno then turns to Toyotori and then turns to you, Anjin. But first, he asked Toyotori, "The stream that crossed from the south to the north here, that divides our very lands, dragons and figs, and this woman, together with the other two hostages that we have caught, they tried to creep into my village and trying to see what's going on. We have actually locked them in. But I want to ask you now another question, Theodori. Are you Phoenix or are you Dragon?" Toyotori stood quiet. He looked at Akeno. And then Anjin and Kurunai, you heard what the hobgoblin said to Toyotori. Are you Phoenix or are you Dragon? Roll for insight on Toyotori.
Okay.
Anjin and also Kurunai. Okay, both you pass. Toyotori was quiet. He put his head down. Then, again, Akeno then asked, Are you Dragon? Are you Phoenix?" Toyotori then put up his head and said, "I am still with the Dragon Clan." Which of course surprises the both of you, Anjin and Kurunai. Then Akeno they continued, "And yet you fight for the Phoenix. You are supposed to be fighting for your Dragon Clan daimyo. And yet you are here to negotiate terms between Dragon and also Phoenix, where you could just easily just take over the other side and then refuse the ways of the Phoenix clans itself and then go and worship your dragon." Wakeno stayed quiet, looking at Toyotori. Didn't say a single word. Then Akeno then continued. "What I want is this land, this village, my people, to leave here without any prejudice, without any clans coming to attack us. The moment the Phoenix come, we'll defend ourselves. The moment the Dragon Clan come, we'll defend ourselves, even to the last goblin, myself and my brother. But my terms here is simple, of course. The Dragon Clan women have accepted my challenge, and the duel will commence tomorrow. That territory, is she with you? Or will you fight for her? For your name? For you are descendants of Asumaru and not Agasha. Alright. Kurunai and Anjin, you heard the whole conversation. Territory still looking at Akeno, unsure of what to do next. And the rest of his other people are waiting at the furthest corner of the village itself. If anything were to happen, they would attack. Or if there was a signal, they were attacked. Okay. Now, Kurunai, you still got one more action before I go to Anjin. What do you want to do?
I simply look at Lord Toyotori and simply tell him, Lord Toyotori, perhaps we should converse outside for just a bit. We need to agree on the type of terms and conditions we need to offer, and I think you and I have conflicting conditions.
Roll for persuasion with disadvantage.
Putting on disadvantage, and here we go. Ooh, that's actually good.
Okay. Territory that said, no, Kurunai, we should stay here. We came, we sat, we drank from their cup. As respect, we will stay here and talk instead of hiding at the corner like the cowards that we are not. Akano listened to this conversation. He didn't even whisper to you. He raised his voice as he told you this, Kurunai. And Akano was just there smiling. The young lord, the young Toyotori. Your ancestors, Asumaru, will be proud for this, if he was still alive, of course. And Toyotori, they continued, we are a small, humble clan, yet to bring in the name of the Agashas, but we proudly bring the name of Asamaru with us. Okay, now, Anjin, your turn. 2 actions. You heard the conversation from Kurunai to Toyotori. You heard what Toyotori said to Kurunai, that he will not speak about this secretly with her, or with you even.
All
What do you want
right.
to do, Anjin?
Anjin would simply turn to look at the hobgoblin, would set his cup down. He would not have drank the second round. And my lord, you wish to remain in these lands, and you have kept friends of ours hostage. You have admitted that plainly to us, that they are being held hostage. If you truly wish to remain here peacefully, then first you must release our friends to us, and see to it that you allow myself, Lady Kurunai, and Lord Toyotori to prepare for the duel that you state for tomorrow. Terms have not been agreed to as how the duel is to be fought, nor are any of our able-bodied fighters in enough of a fit condition to accept your terms readily. If you truly wish to say that you have honor, allow us a full night's rest and time to converse, and then we will speak with you about the terms of the duel forthwith.
Alright. Roll for persuasion. No advantage, no disadvantage. Just roll. You can use your hero points if you want to get an advantage.
Lady,
Alright. Akeno listens to you. And then he laughed. Your words is wise. But I find it really funny. The moment you came, I see one wearing the garment of the crane, and one wearing the garment of the dragon, and one with a sash of the phoenix. Asking for terms, I'm very happy. Not many humans with the lands of Rokugani would come here to speak on terms with people like myself and the people that I lead. The first thing I will be greeted with, the blade. Every single time. Every single moment. Every single step that I walk. Then me and my brother, the moment we arrive here. But before that, we were waylaid. We were attacked every single time. Not by you. Not by Toyotori even. But the clans that believe that they should bring honor to the daimyo by killing us and taking our heads. I would gladly give you what you want, but I've never gotten your name. You speak well-mannered compared to this woman over here. He points his katana with the scabbard still on at Kuronai's face. But then he slowly swings it to you, Anjin, and asks you, your manner of speaking have struck me as sharp as the blade itself, but you never told me your name, warrior.
Forgive me. My name is Kakita Anjin, and you assume correct that I am of the Crane clan. I am here to assist Lady Kurenai.
Ah, so you are the red-haired warrior my goblins have been telling me about. My scouts, my spies, telling me that the red-haired demon is on its way here. I never expected that the red-haired demon have also the mouth of a courtier. And also before he could even finish the sentence, he just smiled. He gave a slight smirk. Then he slowly turns to Toyotori. Toyotori, you have indeed found some good friends among your travels. But you were the first that struck my men with your blade the moment they arrived, bearing words of peace. But you couldn't understand what they're saying. And yet the first thing we were greeted was the arrows from your men. Toyotori stood there, listened to this, and he bowed his head lower. And he said, I apologize. My men, they do not know how to act against your people. Then Akinone said, what do you mean, my people? We goblins? Then Toyotorian said, my words, I apologize. You, goblins, have always been known to ransack village, kidnap children, and Akeno then raised his hands. And many more. I understand. Not many goblin clans have followed the ways of what they have been given. But not all goblins are the same, Toyotori-sama. But again, I shall honor your words and your words, Anjin. You are to be given lodging, you are to be given food, and the wounds of your companions shall be treated by And then we will discuss on the terms of the duels tomorrow. Your companion, the woman with the green hair, with the dragon tattoo, she have yet to tell me the terms of the duel, but I will wait for her as she have accepted. But I have also my own terms. The terms would be that she would wear the armor of Yogo. As she is unarmored, I feel as if that this fight will be unfair for her. But of course, if this young woman were to say we were to go and fight with our loincloth on, I would agree to it. Won't you agree to it, Anjin-sama? He looks to you, smiling.
As you have just stated with your words, my lord, that we will discuss the terms tomorrow. So I will respectably wait until tomorrow to have this conversation. I graciously accept your aid and your hospitality in aiding my men as well as those around you to a peaceful night's rest and the use of your Shugenja.
My Sugenja will prepare the best herbs for your wounds, or any of your men, if they are wounded. But I do not believe the three of you came here alone. Where are the others?
The others have...
Toyotori, Toritanto.
Oh,
Okay, you continue?
yeah. The others have went away, since only the three of us needed to speak, so they went back. There's no need for everybody to...
Roll for your deception versus Akeno and Bakeno's insight. The more you lie to them, the more this will make it difficult for you.
Yeah. I'll use a hero point so I can roll with advantage. And... and I'll use another hero point so I can roll and add on top of it. Oh, okay, 16. Not bad. Let me just make this into 2, and yeah.
Okay. Bakeno got up and looks at you directly, Kurunai. For a woman of your beauty, he speaks out softly, and yet your true lies cannot be hidden by that cloak of deception that you're trying to hide, even from my gazing eyes, Kurunai-sama. And yet you say that you are the leader of this Komori clan, and yet more and more you have lied to my brother and to me. Your man, Toyotori, is hiding at the side of this village, waiting to strike. Akeno then got up. What? How dare you, Toyotori? Toyotori then got up and said, until I am here, alive, speaking to you, Akeno, they will not strike, but I will tell them to stand down. But you must give me your word, Akeno, that this duel will proceed, if for anything. Then Bakeno then continued and said, Oni-chan, this woman have lied time and time, and yet she does not give you face. You should strike her down the way she sat. Bakeno speaks out. Akeno looks to you, Kurunai, his blade in his arms, looking at you, about to strike. But Toyotori then got up. Akeno, this woman, I do not know her well. But, if anything, maybe we can strike another deal.
No, Lord Toyotori. We came to him under a flag of truce. If he was to strike us down, at least that solidifies their stand. That means they do lie, betray, and even kill messengers under the flag of truce. Like, she basically raises her hand,
Roll
doesn't even
for
resist.
roll for your charisma saving throw against Toyotori, because at this moment it's going to be difficult for you, Toyotori, because of your words.
Oh, charisma save or just charisma?
Charisma saving throw.
Okay. Oh, 21.
Quiet! It speaks to you. You should not speak, Kurunai. Your words is as poisonous as your actions. I don't understand why your people would feel to follow you. I would gladly follow Anjin if Anjin was part of Dragon. But because of your actions, Kurunai, things will be difficult. The Akano then said, Toyotori, please. But of all this, Anjin, you heard this, Anjin, what you will do?
Anjin would, hold a hand up, slightly, reach for Toyotori and just, my lord, please. I understand everyone's tempers are raised.
Which one is Akeno? I'm pretty sure this guy is Akeno, correct?
That's Bakeno.
Oh, okay. That's Akeno. Okay, that's Bakeno. Okay. She basically, Kurenai looks at Bakeno and tell him, "You have shown proper respect to us, but your brother over there has nothing but disrespect to us, even to you. I only responded with the same level of disrespect."
Roll for your persuasion with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Persuasion. Acceptable at this rate. Better than a nat 1, honestly.
He looks to you. You dare tell me how I should deal with my brother?
No, I'm not telling you how to deal with him.
The terms have changed, Toyotori-sama. I will no longer want to challenge the young woman with the green hair, but I offer my challenge to her instead.
And I gladly refuse your challenge.
You refuse?
I don't need to fight you. I'll gladly fight your brother.
I accept. Then the terms have changed. Toyotori and Anjin, the both of you. You shall rest for tonight, and I shall speak to my brother. Bakeno then tells you straight, I will require my blade from the young woman. I will see you at dawn, woman. Bakeno then said.
What's your conditions for the duel?
All right.
Okay. You have
conditions for the duel.
Yeah.
It's like unarmored, blade to blade, to the death.
Okay, unarmored, blade to blade. Okay, yeah, sounds reasonable. Acceptable.
All right. Okay. All right, Anjin. They have changed it now.
As they're arguing and back and forthing and setting terms, Anjin would just kind of stand and just raise his hands between them, almost stepping between the two of them. My lords, can we please speak on this with cooler heads? And he would immediately turn to Akeno and bow. Forgive Lady Kunai for misspeaking. We are all in a tenuous situation, but my lord, you have already stated that you wish to speak on terms of the duel tomorrow. And while tempers are flared in this room, I understand. Let us not give in to our prejudices and instead act with dignity and honor as you have done for us so far.
Anjin, I do honor your respect and your words. But, Ototo-san, you're looking at the younger brother. Hold your anger. Will you wait for tomorrow so we can discuss? Okay, Anjin, roll for persuasion with disadvantage. Toyotori
Sure.
will also roll for persuasion with disadvantage. Toyotori said the same thing. We shall wait until tomorrow's morning to discuss on this. Let's not be hasty. Oh, 10 and 10.
10-10. Wow.
Right.
This is like
You can use a hero point.
Yeah, you can use actually a hero point. Perhaps you can get a 6. Oh wow. Okay,
Two
a
hero
6.
points.
You have a 6 now. That's 16 on disadvantage.
Yeah. You have to
17
use 2 hero. He have to use 2 hero points to save your neck. Aizen.
Oh, I
This
am
man.
actually feeling. I'm feeling like very grateful.
Bakeno, take a deep breath and sigh. Very well, brother. Then we shall wait for morning. We shall rest. The goblins have lost many in this battle. To survive, they will stay to keep eye on them. Then Akeno then speaks out in the goblin language, and one goblin has came over and starts talking to the three of you. Nak nak nak. And Akeno then said in common and Rokugani, do follow my man. He will lead you to the hut where you can rest for the night.
Which one?
Thank
can
you.
Can you ping where the hut is? No, the hut with where we're going, not the goblin. Oh, okay, that one. Yeah. I'll just stand and wait for Lord Toyotori to basically leave, as he is the senior lord.
Before departing, Anjin would once again bow towards Bakano and Akeno. Thank you.
Toyotori did the same before leaving. He bowed. But Kurunai did not. Kurunai just left. Making things even worse when Bakino was actually angry.
No, she only basically bows to Bakino, and before leaving, she basically tells him, she looks a bit puzzled when she basically asks him, but she tells him, who taught you the ways of the samurai? Because you seem to be into it more than anybody else, more than any other goblin. Actually, no, let me just eat my character back for this to happen. Yeah. Who taught you the ways of the samurai? You seem to be into it more than anybody I have ever seen. You speak of honor, codes of chivalry.
Roll for persuasion with disadvantage. You need to be DC 20.
Okay. Because it's a sensitive info. Oh, 20.
Both are hostile.
Oh.
I mean, okay, Akeno is indifferent at this moment to you, but but younger brother is hostile to you. But because of the brother and also because of Anjin, he's in the middle, indifferent and hostile. So meaning that he could actually ask the goblins to attack if he wants to at this very moment, instead of following all these weird dueling challenges and so on. But when you ask him, he refused to answer. Only our blades shall speak. That's what he said.
She just gives him a respectful nod and before leaving.
Right. Okay, you left. Toyotori didn't say a word by waiting for you to come back. Anjin, you nodded. You bowed to them. And Akeno and Bakeno bowed to you back. We will speak about this in the morning. Now you rest.
I would like to ask permission to see Lord Asho and Lady Hitsumi, if at all possible.
You're allowed to do so, but make it short.
Thank you, my lord.
Then he whispered, then he snapped his finger, speaking in the words of the Shadowlands. One Shugenja arrived and said, "Koda," asking you to follow.
He would bow once again and follow the goblin.
You follow the goblin, and he opens the door for you, though. Then he lets you in, and you can see Hitsumi sitting down. She seems to be cleaning up and maintaining the blade but not hers though. But when you look at it, you've never seen Hitsumi with this blade before. It was actually like a beautiful, magnificent blade with a red string on the hilt.
Well, I see you're alive and well.
Yes.
Anjin would just kind of slide the door behind him, take one more look to see if the goblin's still there. I'm assuming he is, and just kind of step forward into the room. Do I immediately notice Asho?
Yes, you have to roll for wisdom saving throw.
Failure means you feel a bit frightened by the Naga.
Yeah.
Yes, you are frightened.
Failure. You're frightened. You're caught by surprise. You are the moment you saw Togashi as a Naga. He's still unconscious though. You couldn't even move forward, Anjin. But the old man that was tending to this Naga's wound was putting a cloth on his head and knitting the slash wound on his abdomen. And then the old man then turns to you, Anjin, and said, "You too, huh? Yeah, me too. But a Naga."
Anjin would immediately just kind of like grab his sword and be like, "What is that?"
Oh yeah.
Okay, Hitsumi, you can roleplay this. Hitsumi is the only one that's very chill at this moment.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah,
not
anyway.
human. That's why I like to chill.
Yeah, and once I hear Anjin say that, I'll say, "Oh, that's what Asho truly looks like."
What?
Yes.
Yep, you've been traveling with these guys for months now, like at
Money?
least 2 months.
At that point, Anjin would just kind of like slide down, like almost like just to the floor, and just kind of grab his head and just. Okay.
You shared meals and camp with a Naga. That says something about not knowing the truth.
Asho is a snake thing. Okay,
Yes.
I can deal with that. I can deal with that. You know what? That is kind of the icing on the cake today. You know what? Yeah, that's gonna get tabled for a moment. Ignoring that, he'd take a deep breath and just kind of like center himself once again and. So, the terms of the duel are currently up in the air. They are to be decided with Lord Akeno tomorrow, but it's looking like at this point that it is going to be Bakano and Lady Kurenai fighting.
What?
Because Lady
What
Kurenai and Bakano both can't keep their mouth shut.
Oh. Yes, sometimes she
Bakeno.
has a bit of a bit brash, but that's Kurenai, so kind of used to it by now.
Hitsumi, how long have you known Kurenai was a shinobi?
What? That? I did not know that. No, but she did have some odd things about her. But I just thought she was very athletic.
All right. We are in a very precarious situation then. I'm glad to see that you're both healing. Asho is going to need to rest up. I have no idea where Doji is, whether or not they're following behind us or not. But for the moment, we have been given Lord Akeno's word that he will provide us with rest and healing, and will keep to his word to negotiate for tomorrow. Either way, I think we should... I guess the real question is, are you going to be fighting or am I?
Sure.
I'll just run quickly to the toilet and I'll be right back.
Okay, Sumi, are you gonna be? You're the one that accepted the challenge, but Anjin also asking, are you gonna be fighting or will he? So, Isumi, what you will do? It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll still fight. So,
Very well. Any other secrets I need to know about before I go and negotiate for us?
Oh, guess what? I'm a fox and Doji is a bat. That's what Isumi gonna say.
well, I was so tempted to saying that, but I'm like, I'll have that, when that time, when that part comes to it. Pretty much,
When you have no choice but to use that.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'll say, right now, for the time being, is no, not at the moment, no.
Very well. Then let's pray that Doji arrives to assist me with negotiations tomorrow. Or if any other reason, just to keep Lady Kurenai's mouth quiet.
Yes.
Alright. You rest up here. I'll be back in the morning, hopefully. Barring any disturbances during the night. I would suggest not to drink anything. The sake may be good, but it'll cloud your judgment.
Hi.
With that, he would get up, kind of take one more glancing look over towards Asho, move over to him, just kind of kneel down and... I'm glad you're at least alive if you can hear me. Kind of pat him on the shoulder and... Let's all hope we live through this. Get up and then leave.
You got up, you left, and then the Dugenja ritualists, they've been fighting and killing all this time, close the door behind you, and you walk away. It was not hostile, it was not snarling at you, but just closing the door, and that's it.
I just kind of look down towards the goblin and just, please take me to Lady Kurenai and Toyotori, if you would.
Nah, Namada, it speaks to you. Yeah. Sooner or later, if you spend more time with these goblins, you'll probably be learning the language of the Shadowlands.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
And I'm back.
It leads you to a door. It opens a sliding door, but before you enter, during that whole conversation with Hitsumi, elsewhere within the hut itself, Toyotori, as you entered, Toyotori asks you, Kurunai, what was that, Kurunai? Your words, your actions, your mouth. You remind me of my mother. Can't you just stay quiet when we're talking negotiations? This is the reason why. He takes a deep breath. This is why women are not leaders within the Empire, within Rokugan.
We came with a
words.
position of strength and you showed them nothing but weakness. You practically emboldened them to make
No, you.
outrageous
They
demands.
said, and they said, are you telling me I should ask my men to attack them while we're negotiating? Is that your terms?
It's called war. If you do not have the stomach for it, then scurry back into hiding.
Okay, roll for persuasion with disadvantage. If you pass, that means the negotiation is not going to proceed. That means it's going to be a battle.
Oh, let me just take a deep breath. Oh,
Oh,
I'll
oh,
never see a good number on like a 2020 or 1515. But at least, I did like prove. At least I'm showing him a point that we came with a position of strength. Like we were strong. We could have just done the attack, done the rescue. Sadly, now that he showed them a weakness, it's basically. I will not be surprised if they feel emboldened by it.
Torina looks for you. We come here as a truce to speak to them. Didn't you hear what Anjin said? Kurunai,
I did
that we
hear.
are not here to engage them.
I did.
You, of all people, and you claim yourself to be the Lady Kurunai of Komori village? I would really like to see how is this village under your rule and under your command. If we are to survive this, see me coming to pay you a visit and see the condition of your village. And I will ask the people of the village if they are happy with your rule. If they are not, I'll bring this up with your daimyo.
That,
Listen to me, Kurunai. Your actions today could have cost us many lives, myself even, your friend Hanjin, and even also Hitsumi.
what would your lord say?
I heard Boris.
What would your lord say when you tell him that to give land to the goblins? What's stopping him from demanding you commit seppuku? I'm trying to avert a
Roll for
potential
persuasion.
disaster. Wait. I'm trying to avert a potential disaster. If I walk to my lord and tell him that the goblins need land, what's stopping him from demanding my head on a plaque? I will not even be able to stop him. And that's him being
Roll for persuasion.
generous. Yeah, persuasion.
With disadvantage.
And-
Because you mentioned his lord, his daimyo. He's not gonna take it easy for you.
Yeah, because he is technically, even though, like, she does remember, he is technically a dragon, but he's serving the phoenix, so she doesn't want to bring, like, the whole issue of the two different lords. Oh, come on. No 2020.
He quickly grabbed his sword and putting his hand on the hilt. You dare question our daimyo?
I'm not questioning
What are
our
you, Kurunai?
daimyo. I'm not questioning our daimyo, I'm mentioning
You
facts.
dare questioning my daimyo and your daimyo?
No,
You are without respect, Kurunai.
I'm without respect.
Say it again.
I'm without respect.
Say
You're the
it.
one. You're the one.
Now
without
I
respect.
know. Then, okay. The moment you say you are the one without respect, he took out his blade immediately. Roll for initiative.
Okay, let's see. Oh god.
During this time,
Actually-
okay, Anjin, you don't know what's going on.
Actually, no.
You don't know what's
I'll try
going on.
I'll try to tackle him because she does have a point. So I'll try to tackle him. Ooh, I'm faster than him. Because I'm trying to basically tackle him to see reason that feign strength when you are weak and feign weakness when you are strong. Because technically we did come with a position of strength and now we showed them actual weakness, then yeah, she feels a bit, annoyed that we have to now negotiate when we could have did something.
Alright. Okay, what you want to do? You want to tackle him.
Yeah.
Roll for acrobatic versus athletic.
Okay, acrobatic. I rolled.
Right. 24. Pass.
Oh wow.
You try to actually grab him. He grabs you to the side and throw you immediately as you try to grapple. Immediately, he actually raise up his sword, and you are prone position, meaning you have advantage.
Okay, she just tell him this. Go on, kill me. Kill me and you'll start a war.
Killing you now is mercy, so that Bakeno doesn't kill you in combat tomorrow. He strikes at you, and you receive 12.
Wait, because I'm not done talking to him. I'm ready to die for my own people tomorrow. Are you?
Okay.
What's
But
what's
you
it?
cannot use you cannot roll because in order to persuade him, you need to use an action. You already used your action for acrobatics, so you have to wait for round 2 to tell him that.
Yeah, for round 2. But let me see because I do have. Oh no, that's acute recall. Oh wait, I'll use 1 moment. Yeah, I'll use basically this as a reaction. Nimble. You just need
Right.
to do
During this time.
Yeah.
You are not. You have not escaped yet.
Oh, yeah,
And then of okay,
yeah. But this is
this
when.
is this is you learn the once per turn when you leave a creature's reach, which you have not, you can
Mhm.
spend 15 feet movement to sleep away. When you do, you force the creature to make an intelligence saving throw. On a fail, the creature suffers a disoriented condition it can't make. So this you have to wait until your next turn. You meaning you need to disengage
Mhm.
or move away, but you receive 12 slashing damage.
Oh yeah, because I'm prone and he has advantage. Yeah,
You you have 31 HP, dropped by minus 12.
yeah. Minus 12. Yep, acceptable. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now is round 2. Okay.
How long would it
Now
take for me
is
to get
your
back
turn.
here?
Actually, he
Well,
should be.
let's just say you're still here, right? Let's just say you're still here, Anjin. So there
Okay.
was this huge commotion. Immediately, what surprises you, Anjin, was the goblin started to actually run and then peeking through windows and then looking what's inside. And then after that, this other goblin that was leading you quickly rushed towards the door and looking inside. What happened? They all look so. You're not too sure what's going on. Roll for insight, Anjin.
Gotcha.
They look very excited. Suddenly, this goblin that was guarding this building started running in and then looking into the window. You're not too sure what's going inside that hut as he was leading you. But you quickly rush in too to see what's going on. Okay, but during this time, second round, so you're nimble. So you have to move away. It's like once per turn, you leave a hostile creature's reach, which is its reach. You need to run away from Toyotori's reach. So you need to disengage.
Yeah, basically this is what I'm currently doing. I'll just disengage to here basically, and that's it.
All right. Okay.
Oh.
What? Okay, you disengage because this action, this nimble is an action, and disengage is an action. So you have to go away from this. But Toyotori quickly kicks away the sake from the table. He kicks away the table. There was a loud noise, Anjin. You're not too sure what's going on inside the hut, but you could hear Toyotori's voice inside and Kurunai's voice, and Toyotori said, "You take back what you said about my daimyo!" They charges again at Kurunai and attacks. Flash steel cut.
I want to use my. Can I try and? Oh yeah. Wait. This is an ability. This is my class ability.
You have to be a bonus action. You have to be a bonus action.
Yeah, I don't sadly. As a shinobi, I don't have. Surprisingly, the class does not have that many bonus actions. That's the sad reality. But yeah.
Okay.
Since I'm no
He
longer
rolled to
prone,
attack you.
so yeah, since I'm no longer prone, so he does it once. No advantage, no disadvantage.
Yep. All right. He got 20.
Oh, okay, that's
Okay.
definitely a hit.
Yep. All right. You receive 10 slashing damage. You're from 19 to minus 10. You have 9 HP left.
Yeah, 9 HP left.
All right. Round 3. Okay, Anjin. You saw Toyotori attacking Kurunai. You're not too sure what's going on. Why is Toyotori attacking Kurunai? Kurunai just running away. But you entered the hut anyways. You entered. Okay, Anjin, what do you want to do?
What?
Okay, Anjin, let's roll for initiative. We just want to see your initiative counter. 26, that means
Yeah.
you're higher. That means you're higher. Okay, that means the moment you rush through that door, what do you do?
By the way, word to the
assuming I
wise. Word to the wise. Kurenai has not even drawn her weapon yet. The only thing she does is just dodging, and that's it.
I can figure. I assume I also see Toyotori's sword drawn.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
you do see him
Yep.
demanding blood.
And the first thing he would do would be, move in between and, basically position himself between Toyotori and Kurenai. And, the second the door, even with all the goblins there, he wouldn't care. He'd just be the both of you enough!
When in between, both of you, enough! You speak. Okay, roll for your persuasion. I do suggest you use your hero points to roll with advantage.
Fine by me.
Oh wow, that's 17. Okay. One more.
Alright, that's 17. Okay.
17 plus
The
5.
moment you stand in between, he was raising his sword high, you know. He was trying to cut down Kurunai, then he saw you. Move away, Anjin! This woman disrespect our daimyo, mine and hers. She deserves to die. She doesn't deserve to be a lord or even a lady. Her words is toxic. Her words is poison, Anjin. If you were here, you would have struck her down.
Don't put
Anjin.
words in my mouth, Toyotori. I mentioned the truth.
And the goblins outside the hut was like,
Anjin would turn to Kunanai and just, like, glare at her immediately. You! With a finger, you just, quiet, now! Then towards Tori, he would just be, and right now, the two of you are putting our lives in jeopardy with this fight. Do you understand me? We are acting as terrible guests to our lord. He is well within his rights to strike us all down if you continue this tirade of children!
right.
Toyatori,
Okay.
sheath your sword.
Right. Roll for your charisma saving throw.
I choose to fail this.
Okay. And then after that, the goblins were like still cheering outside, though. And then Toyotori looks at you, Anjin. And then I roll for his charisma saving throw. Also below 10, he failed. Then you were angry, though, Anjin. But Toyotori then shift his blade and put it back. They sigh.
Cooler heads.
Then he touches your shoulder. Then Anjin touches your shoulder. And then after that, Toyotori touches your shoulder, Anjin. And then he just said, and he just whispered to you, you keep the wrong company in your group. One day you're going to fall in battle if you're not prepared, even in the words of the wise. But you are indeed wise, Anjin. Keep those that are wise, their words. Then he slowly put his blade at the side. He went to one pillow. He quickly put his blade at the side and removed his helmet and his armor, and he just rests. He just lie down on the wood and just rest. Didn't want to say a word. But the goblins outside were disappointed. They just left back to their position. But now, okay, last action for you and Kuronai Anjin before I go to Kabuki Doji.
Yeah, she just basically looks at the amount of injuries she has, and she's like, couple of more scars for the memory. Oh. Listen, what do you know about court life, Anjin?
You with your cuts and slashes, and you quickly change the conversation. Bleeding.
No.
So what do you know about court life?
She basically says this as she like removes her armor and just like bandage herself. Anjin?
Alright. Anjin is like trying to think of a word how to reply to that.
He would just take a deep breath and turn around. Apparently propriety is something you lack as well. To answer your question, Lady Kuranai, I know
Where's the ointment for the burn?
Okay, continue.
Tori speaks truth. So do you. There are both kernels of truth within your words that are laced with anger at our current situation. If you want anything to be angry at, then be angry at the situation, not each other.
What do you think?
Right now,
What do you
we
think
are
I'm
teetering
venting?
and swinging.
Why do you think I was venting? I simply mentioned the truth. If we go back empty-handed,
Venting and mentioning the truth are... Do you not respect a person's honor?
Can honor save someone's life? Can it prevent war,
When used
genocide, and
correctly,
death?
yes.
Where's the honor?
When played as a... Lady Kuranai, have you ever learned to play the shamisen?
I tried.
Ooh.
Never been my type of an instrument. I prefer the flute. Much more disciplined and harder to play.
Good, I'm also a student of the flute. Then you would know that a flute can be played poorly as well as it can be played proficiently. And there are very few masters who know how to play it with great skill. All are to be respected. The same goes for honor. The same goes for the code of Akodo that we all strive to live by. It can be played with proficiency or poorly. It all requires tact and skill and time, as all musical notes do. Skill and timing, knowing what notes to play and when. Right now, we are only alive because of the two hobgoblins who seem fit to play by our rules. You're right. We, as Rokugani, could kill them. We could summon forth the entire armies to decimate this village if we chose. But the way of the samurai is not such. We are to show our enemies the same honor and compassion and courage as we show to our greatest of allies.
I know you speak wisdom in all of this, but I've lived in the court more times than I've been even outside of it, and I've seen the slightest oddity about asking something from a higher lord could get you. They could easily. I'll rephrase my words. Say we lose the duel here and we are allowed to, go back with our lives as long as, we make the demand to give this territory to the goblin. What's stopping the Dragon Lord from simply demanding my head on the spot? Just for simply
The same thing that stops him, the same thing that stops these goblins from taking our heads right now. First off, if your lord is an honorable lord and he punishes you by asking for your head at a simple failure, which, if worded correctly, isn't a failure. You saved the lives of those that follow you. That should be enough for this lord if he is wise and a good one. Not every victory has to come in the moment. Wars are fought with timing and preparation. Battles are fought with knowledge first and foremost. It is not all riding on the edge of a sword. Who attacks first, who attacks last. The ways of warfare are as myriad as the ways of music. Learning them is part of life. But the most important aspect of any life is to live it, to continue living it, hopefully until a ripe old age.
I have to ask you this one odd question. How long do you think I've been a lady?
Let me answer your question with another. What makes you think I care?
I've only been a lady or a leader of Clan Komori for just under 2 months. This is my
You've
actual...
been a shinobi for much longer.
4 months, actually.
I assume the whole incident's happening within the span of 2 months.
4 to 6. No. I keep track of the calendar. I keep
Okay.
track of the calendar.
Yeah.
4 to
Okay.
5 months.
Mhm.
Reaching 5 months.
Mm.
Anjin has been with you guys for 2 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, correct. Okay, back to roleplay. What made you say I'm a shinobi? Shinobis don't exist.
The way you move. Ninjas aren't real.
Yeah, and so does shinobi. Remember, I am, or should I say I was, a court lady. The first thing they taught us was to simply make as less noise as possible when the Lord and his family are gathering around guests. We're simply seen and not heard. As to my... And
Then
this
you
is
do not
when...
know the power.
Hmm?
Then you do not know the power of a courtier. Or the Willow World.
True. But I am good with a...
Very clear.
I am good with a blade. I mean, as a courtier, I was trained in the art of warfare and swordsmanship because the logic was behind it is when an invading army has breached the castle doors, me and the rest of the courtiers were the final line of defense that separates the invading army from killing the lord's family, his wife, and children. Hell, we're expected to lay down our lives for them to escape if we have to. Henceforth, why I was ready to even die for my own people to live.
That is well and good when you are someone's servant. You are now a lady with others beneath you. Your life is not your own. Your life is for them.
You speak wisdom and truth, but I'll just say this to you. If a lord doesn't lead and doesn't offer his life for his people to live, how can he expect his own people to follow his orders?
By doing it wisely and not throwing it away needlessly.
I think I have made even the situation with Toyotori a lot more sour than it already is. I simply pointed out the
I agree.
logic. It's a futile attempt, but let's sleep for now. And how is Hitsumi and Agasha? How are they?
Okay. All right.
How
There's
is
a
it
very
done?
long conversation. You guys can keep that first. We've
Mhm.
been waiting us. Now to give chance to Viscount. You
Mhm,
guys are Aizen, you guys are role play long enough already.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. Now, meanwhile, Doji Kabuki,
Yes.
you arrive. Okay, wait, not yet. So after that, Anjin and Kuronai.
Mhm.
After that whole conversation, the both of you decided to take that rest
Mhm.
and decided to actually nest your wounds
Mhm.
and wait until the next day.
Mhm.
And
Very long
Anjin
rest.
actually went to one of the tatami mats and decided to rest. And then you too, Kuronai. You did actually ask about Hisumi. Anjin did actually say that what you need to say about Hisumi. Hisumi is just waiting and preparing. But she's unsure what needs to be done. But morning came. Morning arrived. Doji Kabuki, as you arrive at this village, you can see a number of goblins already waiting within the village. You don't see anybody else. But as you arrive though, the thick bushes in front of you, suddenly you can see people waiting at the side. And one of them actually like said to you, "Shh! Hey, over here! Over here!" One of the voices actually speaks out. Again, you see the woman, Misato-chan, like looking at you, Doji Kabuki, urging you to come over.
Okay.
Kabuki, over here, she speaks out.
I will come. I will come to her, and I will tell the others. In case something happens to me, someone needs to make it back.
Dai and Mamorin said, "No, Kabuki, nothing will happen to you. If something were to happen to you, then the same thing will happen to us."
So shall it be then.
Misato, as you come closer and closer, you realize that she was not the only one hiding within the bushes. You could see others that you've never met before. Other than Misato and her samurai bodyguard, you don't know who the others are. Then one of them said, "I am protector of Mitsuko, and I'm Jinro, a samurai, the protector of the Mitsuko, and also Lord Toyotori. But we have not heard of him for hours, and we have stayed up all night waiting." But, Kabuki, as you arrive though, you're still waiting around the big bushes. You do see a number of goblins there. But Mitsuko then said, "So you are Kabuki. I heard about you from the others. They speak very little about you. We don't have much time to actually talk about our past life, of course," Mitsuki said. "But I'm waiting for my brother. My brother said that he is dealing with the hobgoblins of the matter of the hostages and also Hitsumi. Hitsumi and this young samurai Asho Togashi was captured. We are here to wait for my brother's actions. If he were to say If there was a signal for my brother, we will attack. But until now, he have not returned back to us with any news or any ill news. But Doji Kabuki, you don't see Kurunai, you don't see Hitsumi, you don't see Asho, you don't see Anjin within this group. But Mitsuko said that the brother went to negotiate. Of course, Mitsuko don't know about Kurunai March, doesn't know about Anjin, neither does she know about Hitsumi, and so on. So you could actually roleplay and ask, like, where are the others? Okay? Kabuki, what do you do?
And I will ask. So where are the others?
Mitsuko then said, are you referring to your friends? They followed my brother Toyotori to negotiate deals with the hobgoblins, but I'm unsure what happened. There were no signs. There was sound of skirmishes coming from that. There was a sound of skirmish coming out from this hut just hours ago, and I hear my brother's voice screaming and saying that you don't deserve to live or something that he said. But there were other voices too, all speaking in Rokugani. But Kabuki, roll for insight with advantage.
Okay, rolling insight with advantage. Hooray!
Right. You heard what Mitsuko said. That the brother was attacking someone, speaking in Rokugani, saying that you don't deserve to live. How dare you say this about my daimyo? Because he was screaming very loud, of course. He was actually screaming very, very loud. And then after that, then Mitsuko said there was a voice. I believe it was your friend Anjin. Like also telling my brother to stop. And then Mitsuko was telling you everything, that Toyotori was attacking someone. And then after that, Anjin was stopping him from attacking. But goblins don't speak Rokugani, Kabuki, meaning that this attack that Toyotori did was done to a person, to show who that is. And then Mitsuko then said, after that we don't hear anything. So we'll wait. We'll wait until one of them will return to tell us to attack. Then we will attack. If not, we will stay here. But Kabuki, what do you want to do?
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go. I'm going to say to them, perchance I could meet with them. I would like some words.
Mitsuko then looks at you, Kabuki, and she said, can I follow you? I'm worried for my brother.
From a distance, I would recommend. If they see that I wish to go unarmed as a sign of non-hostility, and if they see that I have anyone with me who is armed, they might take that as an act of violence, and I do not want this.
All right.
I'm sure you understand.
Roll for persuasion on Mitsuko.
Okay, got it. Rolling persuasion.
Yep.
6.
All right. Okay, it's a pass. Mitsuko then heard what you just said. Very well. Then I'll stay here. If there's anything, do shout out if you need help. But you remove your weapons, you remove your bow, and then you decided to actually walk towards the nearest goblin.
I'm going to say to Diane Momori, I wish to do this alone. If I need assistance, I will call out.
Very well, Kabuki Dono. We will wait.
And I will walk. I will walk up. Once I get into eyesight range of one of the goblins, so I assume it will be once I go here. Just trying to find everyone. Okay.
When you reach the eyesight of the goblins started to scream. And then one of them actually screamed and raised the alarm. But the moment they raised the alarm, though, Anjin, Kurunai, you woke up. You heard the screams of the goblins. And then after that, Hitsumi, while you were resting, you can hear the goblins all like chattering, all like speaking out, as if they said something. different. You don't have to roll for insight for this one to know that they actually caught someone. But the goblins quickly went over to you, Kabuki, screaming in goblinoid. But Anjin and Kuraya woke up and Toyotori then go up and said, "What's going on?"
Okay.
I think the goblins have caught someone sneaking in, and I'm hoping it's not one of our people. Because if they do, negotiations is over completely.
Okay.
The goblins urged you, pointing at you with their wakizashi, asking you to move forward here, Kabuki. So they let me carry you over here.
Okay.
The moment they let you there, you see two hobgoblins arriving, and then looking at you. And during this time, Anjin, Kurunai, and Toyotori also went out of the hut.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
Okay.
Kabuki, you can see a particular person
I'm-
wearing his
I'm-
helm and armor looking at you, carrying a sword.
I'm
And then
tensions are
what you
very
do,
high.
Kabuki?
I can tell. So I'm going to say to the two hobgoblins, "Konnichiwa. I am Doji Kabuki, counselor to Lady Kurenai Uesugi of the Komori clan. I come unarmed to discuss terms of peace."
When you mentioned that to the two hobgoblins, you noticed that Anjin and Kurunai ran out front with their gear, their weapons even, coming out. And Anjin, Kurunai, you heard this. But the moment you said, I am a counselor for Lady Kurunai, okay, look at you,
You're being
Kabuki,
robotic.
and his
You're being robotic, Herb, for some reason.
Yeah,
Okay. Alright, which part?
Almost all of it.
but so they said when I mentioned that I was the counselor to Lady Uesugi, they drew their weapons. Was that?
No,
No, they did not
you
draw
see,
them.
you see us three, we still have our weapons. We still have our weapons.
They still have their weapons as they run out from the hut. Okay, I'm talking this so you can tell me if I sound like a robot. So I'm talking really, really
Definitely sound like a
slow.
robot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Keep talking. Yeah, you simply see us with like our weapons and gear and everything as if it's like, normal. You're the only one here without weapon.
Okay. Because I have no intention of fighting,
Mhm.
and I never did. Okay.
Right. Kabuki, you notice Anjin, Kurunai, and this young man with a full subset of samurai armor appearing before you with their gears and weapons. But the moment you mention that you are with Lady Kurunai, the two hobgoblins started to laugh. You're not too sure why they are laughing.
Pardon me for asking, but what is the reason for your laughter? Have I said something to offend?
One of the hobgoblin with the red skin. One is actually lighter red, one is darker red. So this is the other one, the one with the mask. And this one also laughing. The older one is older though, slightly bigger built, but this one is skinnier built and wearing his simple armor. Then he said, I just couldn't believe. One of the hobgoblins in the samurai armor said, I couldn't believe that you, of all people, is willing to follow her, pointing at Lady Kurunai. If I were you, I would walk away from her. Otherwise, she will bring the downfall of you and your clan, or you and your people. Tell me, what is your name? The hobgoblin speaks out.
As I have said, my name is Doji Kabuki, former courtier of the Doji family.
Alright, you can stop there. Former courtier following this woman? My name is Akeno, the older hobgoblin speaks out. And this, he points to his right side, is my younger brother, my Ototo. Bakeno. And you have arrived at the most appropriate time. We were just getting ready to discuss with your friends on what to do next with the hostages that we have. And also, I do believe that you know Hitsu Hiromoto. No, but the goblin actually asks you, Kabuki.
Yes, the three
Ah,
of us make up the three of us make up the quote unquote ruling council, if so to speak, of the Bat Clan.
Actually,
I-
I'm surprised the goblins. Sorry for the interruption. I'm surprised the goblins. They never mentioned the fact that Asho Togashi is a Naga yet. I'm extremely surprised. Like they're keeping a very low
Mhm.
profile about it.
well, he only retransformed after they dragged Asho Togashi into the hut. Only
Okay.
then Hitsumi and the two men noticed that, oh, it's a Naga. So the goblins don't know that he's a Naga because they never went in. They never went in to check on
Okay.
Asho because they
Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense.
that's the reason. That's the reason, actually. Not that they know that he's an Naga immediately, just that he transformed really late after that. His illusion was off
Mm-hmm.
the moment they drag him in. But also during this time, Akeno, the older hobgoblin, looks at you, Kabuki, and said, your friend Hitsumi accepted a challenge. A duel. A duel for the fates of this land, its people, and your friends. But since you are here, courtier, I believe then we could start our talk and see what to do with your friend Kurunai, because apparently your friend Hitsumi is now safe, and my brother here have accepted to challenge your friend Kurunai in a duel. But we are yet to know if it's going to be a duel to the death. I value my younger brother's neck or his stomach, for that matter. But I do not really care about Kurunai, because, well, judging from what my goblins have told me, that Toyotori doesn't seem to like Kurunai so much. There was a scuffle last night, and he almost beheaded that young woman's head, saving me the trouble of sending my younger brother to face her. But since you are here, Kabuki, let's begin. There. And he speaks in Goblinoid, and all the goblins started to actually move around, and then they start knocking on the door to the heart of Hitsumi, and then the old man, look at you, Hitsumi, as you inside that hut. You were preparing yourself. Then the man said, "The goblins are calling for you, Hitsumi, and to you too, young Togashi. Togashi, you rested the whole night. And then you realized you're back in your Naga form. When you were back in your Naga form, Asho, you noticed that the two people was not shocked to look at you. And then the old man then looked down at you, Asho, and then he said, "Oh, finally you are awake. Finally you are awake, young Naga. Now, let's see what you can do." The old man speaks out. "You were human, but now you're Naga. So what do you do, Asho Togashi?"
He's like, great, my charm stopped working when I got knocked out. I think he got knocked out.
Mhm.
Well,
got
when
knocked
he
out?
became unconscious, so yeah. He's like, He's gonna replay his charm so he can look to be human again.
Mhm. You change your charm to burn back into human. But the goblins start knocking on the door. Tum tum tum. Okay, Hitsumi and Asho. The moment you heard that banging sound from the outside, the older man looks to the both of you, Asho and Hitsumi, and said, "They're asking for the both of you. You two better move out before things get ugly."
Okay. Usher's gonna walk very difficultly to the door because of his
Right, you're gonna
wounds.
walk over. Very difficultly, you walk over towards the door. And how about you,
I
Hisumi?
don't know where the door is at this
Um,
particular point in time.
Yeah,
The door is here.
yeah, I'll
Okay.
and I'll get up and walk towards the door.
Alright, you get up and you walk towards the door, followed by Asho. And then you waited. The two goblins bring you over to this route, waiting. And you stood there, waiting. And then they bring you over to the two hobgoblins. And the two hobgoblin, the hobgoblin that actually gave you his red katana, Itsumi, he looks to you and said, "It seems that my older brother will not be challenging you for the day, Itsumi. I will require my blade again."
And she'll give it back to him.
Alright, okay, you give it back to him, and then he looks at it. "Ah, it seems that you have well maintained my blade. It is..." He takes it out and swings it. He swings it with skill, though. With skill and finesse. And then after that, then he asks you, Hisumi, "Ah, magnificent swordsmanship. But what bonus do you give it? To hit or damage? To hit, right?"
Hit, yeah.
Alright, okay. Let me increase his base attack bonus to by +1 if he fights Kurunai. So Kurunai, you notice that the blade was magnificently done. This hobgoblin actually asked Hitsumi and told her, "Thank you for taking care of my blade. So now, young Hitsumi, and you, young Togashi, let us have this talk inside this building, since it's the nearest." And then after that, Akeno and Bakeno walked in first, while the rest of the goblins stayed behind. But Toyotori then slowly looks at the two hobgoblins and then also walks in. While the goblins stayed back, making sure the hut is defended and well monitored.
Feels like this moment where the Akatsuki would be basically attacking the entire settlement. Because it feels like an episode of
Alright.
Naruto.
I was
Unjin
gonna say,
Hey,
Ashura just
Kabuki.
lays down on the floor
Yes.
now.
Unjin and
Kabuki,
Yeah,
enter.
enter the hut.
We are entering the hut as well.
Yeah,
Yes, you have to. You have to
I-
discuss on this, Kabuki. You don't know what's happening right now.
Before we enter, then I would like to grab Kabuki outside the house.
Alright, you grab Kabuki first. Before Kabuki enters, you grab Kabuki. Okay, Kabuki, as you're about to enter the building, you can feel the intensity at this very moment, Kabuki. As you're about to enter the door, immediately Anjin grabbed you by the hand. Okay, Anjin, do you first.
First things first, he hugs him. Just kind of like pulls him in and just, "I'm so glad you're here."
And returning the gesture, Kabuki says, "And I am so glad you are safe."
Same. Though that might be changing depending upon what we do next. The hobgoblins do not like Kurenai at all. And they
And
continually
she said
jab
something
at
to
her.
offend.
They continually offend her and poke at our peaceful ways, I would put it.
Okay.
We're on the back
Yeah.
pedal here. We need to figure out. I don't think we should let Kurenai fight.
I will do what I can to de-escalate the situation. And I'm hoping you will
Itsumi
have
has
my
already
back.
agreed to duel. We have to
They
work
have agreed to duel, have they? I may be able to work with this. I'm not sure, but I'm going to give it a try.
Then I put my faith in you.
Okay. So with this in mind,
No. At that, he would just enter in behind Doji.
yes, I'll take my seat here. Okay. I'm
In a
I'm
moment.
so in these situations, and I would know since I'm a courtier, who usually leads negotiations in this kind of situation? Who will be the one to speak first?
You start first.
Okay,
Since you are
I
the
will say,
counselor, yeah, you'll be the one starting first as counselor.
okay, I will say, Ake no domo. It is. I understand tensions are very high, but I am pleased that you are willing to open negotiations nonetheless. I take it then that Kurenai has said something to offend you. Is this correct?
You look around the room, Kabuki. You look at this young man. You don't know who he is, of course. But judging by his mannerism, judging by the armor that he wore, judging by the blade that you have by his side, this must be the person that the young Mitsuko said, like Toyotori. This is the first time that you met him. Toyotori actually speaks out. Well met. My name is Toyotori. Nagasha Toyotori. But the two hobgoblins here is calling me by my true heritage name, Asumaru. The moment he said Asumaru, you could notice that the hobgoblin here was smiling, like looking at young Toyotori. Young Toyotori then said, and continued, yes, we are here to negotiate deals with the hobgoblins. It seems that things have happened during the past, and I'm taking full responsibility for it, for my actions. But the hobgoblin. Then after that, before the Toyotori could continue, Akeno then got up and said, before the young Toyotori could actually continue, but please, Kabuki Doji, I believe that you are here to actually negotiate terms, and these are my terms. The terms would be that this place that you're in right now, the foot that you set forth on this particular earth that you're standing, this area where the hobgoblins are cheering, I would like this young Toyotori to speak to the daimyo, your daimyo, and also the Phoenix Clan daimyo, to give us this place and leave us in peace, and to let us scour the lands and survive throughout the lands without any disturbance, even from the crab and the lion. I trust the crane, of course. They will not do anything. He smiled. He slowly turns to Anjin. Anjin's words have swayed my perception of things, but my younger brother apparently does not. I am a man of wisdom, but he is a man of patience. But his patience has been swayed by the words of your young lord Kurunai for being disrespectful in my lands, to myself, and to him. So now, Kabuki Doji, you speak with the words of the people. You speak on behalf of Kurunai, if I think or believe that you are. So now, the duel was supposed to be for that woman over there. He points at Hitsumi, of course. Kabuki, you turn your head to look at Hitsumi. But the terms have now changed. My young brother Bakeno have accepted the deal from Kurunai. And Kurunai have asked for the terms. My brother has said to the death, if he wins, you are to speak with the daimyos of the Dragon Clan and the Phoenix Clan to leave us alone. And you, the Dragon Clan, are to protect us if anything were to happen. And in return, we will protect you as allies. By then, the other goblin races would have heard of this. Heard of my brother, of course. If he were to die, then he slowly turns to Bakeno. Bakeno turns to Akeno. Bakeno just nodded his head, didn't even say a word. Then Akeno then slowly turned to you. If you were to perish in battle, then I would like to hear your terms. Kabuki, Doji. Kabuki, you stood there, you heard what Akeno said, that he wants this land. The flowing water from the north to the south is the one that divides. The one to the left is to the Dragon Clan, the one to the right is to the Phoenix Clan. But if he wins, he wants both of it. And he wants protection from the Dragon Clan and even the Phoenix, to in order that the lion and the crab do not disturb them.
Okay. I will say.
And you have allies. And then Kabuki, even though they want to be protected, they'll also be your ally. An ally of Shadowland creatures. You think to yourself, the daimyo at this very moment do not know of this. Both daimyos do not know of this.
Yeah. And already, my perception